Johnny's got another problem. Jimmy had an overdose, and Susie had another run-in with the one she loves the most. Kid's got another question: when's Daddy coming home? You know it's hard to face this world.
Welcome to Underkill TV, joined by a man who needs no introduction whatsoever here at Hard Rock Hell, the one and only Rachel Bolan. Rachel, great to have you back.
Thanks, man. It's great to be back. Good seeing you again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the last time I saw you was, I think you come through Cardiff with Buffalo Summer and IMI.
That's right. That's right. And that became our singer.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead. I won't jump on it then. Go for it.
Is that how everything come about with your new singer? Then through you knew how good he was with obviously IMI and everything.
Sort of. Z and I had met. Rob Hammersmith, our drummer, myself, and Z were going to start a side project right after he left Dragon Force. And it just never materialized, you know, him being in the UK and us being home back in the States. But we always kept in touch. And then, you know, IMI came out with us, and we all saw how just amazing he was. But there was nothing in our heads, no plans. And then when it got to the point where we were looking for a new singer, I actually got a text from Z. He's like, hey, you think it's about time? Maybe we should get in a room together? And I was like, all right. So he came over and he just, you know, he just destroyed it. It was amazing. It was really amazing. He just came over, it wasn't like he was prepared. It's like he wrote the songs. And we were all very blown away. And you know, we kind of kept it under wraps for a year. We were just kind of feeling out everyone as people. You know what I mean? And then it just worked out so well. We were like, hell yeah, let's do this.
So does that mean now, with everything in place now, that this chance to finish Chapter 3 of the United World Rebellion?
Oh, without a doubt. We're working on it. We've been writing, and it's going to be a full-length record. So we're going to have, I mean, we have a ton of songs written, and we're just getting into rehearsals and pre-production now, and we'll be recording the record with Michael Wagner, who did our first 2 records, and then our 5th record. And it's just going to be great. We're so excited about it. Man, we're really proud of what's coming out of it right now, out of the writing and the demoing and stuff. So yeah, man, I don't know. We're shopping it to a couple different labels that want it. We just want to do what's best for the band now. So it gets to that point, that teeter-totter of business and music business and all that crap. So right now we're just trying to keep our heads down and write and demo up as much stuff as possible, and then we'll figure out what label we're going to put it on.
Excellent stuff. And what's it sounding like, Rachel? Is it sounding very much in the same direction as the other 2 chapters, or is it in a different direction again? Or it's similar to the other 2 chapters. I think since Z joined the band, we have a little more room for, you know, I'm not putting anyone else down, but a little more room for vocal experimentation. And you know, Z was a Skid Row fan. He's 10 years younger than us, and he grew up being a Skid Row fan. So at this point, we're so close to it, he kind of has a better feel for it at times than we do, and we just write. And sometimes he'll just be like, yeah, no, that song's cool. We're like, you don't like it. He's like, doesn't sound like Skid Row. And I'm like, all right, cool. Then we'll just look at it from a different angle, because like I said, you get so close to things sometimes, and you just don't realize what you're doing. And but we're proud of what's going on. It has that Skid Row feel. Like, even if you just heard a few notes of it, I think you'd be able to tell it's a Skid Row song. And just his vocals are phenomenal. And with headlining Hard Rock Hell tonight now, how'd you go about picking a set? 'Cause I mean, you've probably got as much material as when you first split up and reformed in the second half of, like, second chapter of Skid Row. There's enough material there. I mean, are you going to get enough of that across? Because I mean, as you say, it's some fantastic songs in that generation of Skid Row.
Well, we're doing the songs that everyone expects to hear. We're throwing in a couple deep tracks from older records, and we'll probably only do maybe 1 or 2 newer songs for right now. Because it is like a rebirth, so to speak, with Z in the band. And you know, we want the energy level to be up. We want people to recognize him as our singer.
and just hear how he sings the stuff, and the stuff that's familiar, really familiar to people. So yeah, that's kind of our plan of attack.
When can we expect something new out by you then, Rachel? Is it going to be this year or maybe into next year?
Man, we're really hoping for this year, but we have so many shows, so it's kind of like we're going to have to record some stuff, go back on the road. We're up around 80 or 90 shows over the course of 2018, and it's all over the world. So we would love for it to be out this year, but it's probably not gonna happen. I'm just being realistic. So 2019, I would think, if all the stars align and we just get a long enough break to record the whole thing and get it all done, and Michael's schedule is open, then it could possibly be this year. But we're already into March, and we like to have a pile of songs to choose from, not just write 10 songs and put it out.
And another thing I wanted to ask you, playing this festival, obviously we're in the land of where the Alarm, the Welsh band the Alarm are from, and of course you covered Strength on Revolutions Per Minute. How did that come about? Were you a fan, or who was the Alarm fan in the band, or was it all of you?
Yeah, I was always I like the Alarm a lot. Actually, Johnny had suggested it, because we were just thinking, let's throw a cover on this, and we were going through stuff, and everything just seemed kind of typical, and he said that, and I'm like, wow, we could probably do a really cool version of that. We kept it pretty true, but it just made the guitars heavier, and it was fun to play, man. It was really fun to play, and it was very unexpected for the Skid Row fans, for sure.
I remember telling Mike Peters about it when I interviewed Mike Peters, and he was like, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Where can I check this out?" And I told him all the details and everything. He was quite sort of taken back by a band like yourself would have covered one of their songs. He said, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I think that's really cool." Like,
that's awesome, man. When I hear stuff like that, when you cover a band's song, it's always like, I hope they like it. Like when we did Psychotherapy, Joey actually called me, and he's like, "Great version, man." And I was like, wow, like one of my idols. Idol called me, and then he sent a poster rolled up in the mail, and they had all signed it. And he wrote, "Great fucking version of Psychotherapy," and they all signed it. It was a Mondo Bizarro promo poster that I still have. And, for a kid that grew up listening to the Ramones, I was just like, wow, I'm going to have this poster laminated, encased in glass, and put in a safe,
Excellent. And obviously, to go back to now, anybody that wants to check the band out now, it's still the usual, because you, like on the Rebellion stuff on the Twitter, you had different sectors, like the America, Europe, Japan. So is that very much the same thing this time round now? To check the band out, you've got a Facebook page and you've got the website, so anybody that can check it out, just go to the usual places, is it?
Yeah, we have Twitter, Instagram, let's see, we got Twitter, Instagram, our website, Facebook, and all that right there. and they, the sector thing started really cool because people just started like their own fan base, and it ended up just jumping all around. And what we always say, if you start a sector and you become a sector leader, that let us know, because come to the show, see the show, hang out with us beforehand. We'll get pictures and whatnot, and and some of them are still going strong. We have Japan, New York, they pop up everywhere, and it's just Finland's another one that's been holding strong. So yeah, when the album comes out, and if you start a sector, you're welcome to come to the show, and we'll take care of you.
That's amazing. I always remember this going back to Wales when you played the last time, when I interviewed there last time. You've always been such a band that have always taken care of the fans, and I think this day and age with a social media thing is, you're very interactive, all of the band members. I think it needs to be now this day to because times have changed so much. Rachel, would you agree?
I absolutely agree, and it was weird for an old guy like me to get used to it, because that didn't happen. You read magazines, you know what I mean? I waited for Circus Magazine and Cream Magazine and Hit Parader and Burn and all that stuff to come out, and but now it's like you can really keep in contact with people, and you know, you have people that what kind of toppings you like on your pizza or whatever, or what color's your house. But then you have people that are like, hey man, I heard this, I'm a bass player and I can't figure out this one part of it. Would you be able to tell me what you do? And I'll make a little video for him and send on an inbox on Facebook and send it, or just explain it to him. And Scotty does the same, so does Snake. And it's just really cool because, like, I'm thinking, man, if I could have done that, and I'm not putting myself on a level with these people, but if I could have done that with, like, John Entwistle and Paul McCartney, he's like, dude, what are you doing on that thing? Or Gene said, I would have freaked out, man, and it would have been so cool just to have that kind of contact. You know what I mean? And I really take a lot of pleasure in doing that. Just like, you know, especially aspiring bass players, because we're a different breed.
Well, I know you're going to be busy, so I'll quickly move on before you've got more press to deal with. One thing I wanted to ask as well: are you still doing your motorsport as well? Are you still doing anything with that, Rachel, at the moment?
Yeah, I haven't in a while. I had a couple pretty good wrecks, and I suffered a herniated disc, so I had to chill for a bit. And then band started getting really busy, and I went to go-karts racing on clay, and that was really fun. But I had a couple bad wrecks in stock car that kind of jacked my neck up, and it was just a small little spin in my go-kart that shot my head sideways, and I was in agony. And I waited and waited to see if it would go away. It wouldn't. But long story short, I really, really miss it. And you know, so I want to jump back in the car one day or another. It's funny because we have Toseland out with us right now, and James was two-time world champion, you know, and so we were talking about stuff, and I was talking about the stock cars I raced, and we were talking about Rex because he had a career-ending break of the wrist, and he's like, you getting any good ones? And we were going back and forth, so we had some more stories. His was on a much higher level than mine, and you have to have bigger balls to drive on a motorcycle. That's for damn sure. I know. I asked him if he ever did the TT race. He goes, I lived on the Isle of Man, but I never got in that race. So.
Well, Rachel, thanks again. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And always, anybody that hasn't checked Skid Row out, they're back. Check them out on Facebook. Give them a like. Keep up to date with everything. There'll be a new album on the way, hopefully at the start of 2019. Check them out. Give them a follow on Twitter. Hopefully they'll be playing in a town near you. This is Alistair from Underkill TV with the one and only Rachel Bolan. Cheers, Rachel.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks, brother.
You know it's hard to face this world, oh yeah, when you're feeling all alone. Up in smoke, up in smoke. This whole world's going up in smoke. Can't stay out of trouble, you got nothing else to do. And it's hard to not get paranoid when the TV